Wrapping up Saturday night, my question is, how did the week of practice and the focus that you put in everybody's minds, how did that translate to the effort against Gardner-Webb where you really dominated all three phases of the game?
Well, I think there was a sense of urgency, from the entire football team, and I know all the coaches and everybody in the program. I mean, we know that we've got to do. We knew our backs were against the wall, so to speak. We had to do a great job of executing, and to me, that's what it was about. We wanted to see really good execution offensively and defensively, and in the kicking game. And I felt like we got that, and I think that was the focus that we had all week. And now, the challenge was on Sunday. Hey, can we replicate that for the next 9, 10, 11 games? Hopefully.
VMI, we were talking about the fact that they've always had Udinsky at quarterback. Now they've got Ramsey at running back. Do they appear at first glance to be more balanced than in the past, or do you still expect them to chuck it around a lot on Saturday?
Well, I think they have a strong identity now of who they want to be, and I think they're going to do whatever they feel like they can do to win the football game. So if they feel like they can pass the football, they have the ability to do that with some really high threat wide receivers. They also have the ability to run it, as they've shown with Ramsey, like you said. So they're more balanced. They got a strong identity. They've always played really, really hard, and I've been really impressed with them on the offensive side of the ball, but also the defensive side.
When you have the ball, therefore, do you expect a similar approach? Do what Wofford does, run the ball, control the clock? If you do that, obviously, you keep that VMI offense off the field as well.
Yeah, I think we're going to try to establish the line of scrimmage like we always do. We really want to try to create some more explosive plays in the run game, and then if they show that they're going to give them in the pass game, we'll do that as well. Those explosive plays come from a lot of different things, but that's one area of emphasis that we've got to do a better job of. And we'll see how the game plays out. Kind of how they want to play us. If they want to try to take 90 reps or 95 snaps on offense, then we're going to have to make them pay for that by being able to control the clock and do what we do and we'll hopefully wear them out on defense.
Final question. Do road conference games, this will be your first this year, do they have a different feel, a different dynamic? Do you prepare any differently to face an opponent that you know a lot about at their place?
Well, it's always a challenge to be on the road anywhere you go and be able to get a win, obviously in the Southern Conference. So I think for me it's all about just how the flow of the week goes, making sure the guys understand when we're going to leave, what that's going to look like, on where we're going to stay. You just want to eliminate as much of the distraction as you can so it's as similar to a home game as you can so they can just worry about waking up and playing football.
From O-line perspective, we really pushed the line of scrimmage back, I felt like. And you could see that on the film. You could see running backs hitting the holes, making right cuts, quarterback making the right reads. It felt good.
How are you guys on the offensive line adjusting to what has been a little bit different offensive philosophy, maybe some experimenting with some different things? Is it hard for veteran offensive linemen to kind of get out of their comfort zone, or do you guys welcome the challenge and the different things that have been thrown at you this year?
I think we welcome it. It's different, like you said, but at the same time, it's something we look forward to. We want to challenge ourselves every day. We want to get better, and if learning new offenses, learning new plays like that is how we get better, then we're all for it.
You guys have 4 quarterbacks who can play at any time. Yeah. You've got about 19 running backs, it seems, that could play at any time. Does it affect you guys who's behind you there? Do you always block the same way, or is there kind of a knowledge of who's back there and maybe different things that they're going to try to do?
I would have to say it doesn't really affect us that much. We're going to block the same way every play. We're going to block our hearts out. Running backs, it's up to them, I guess, to make the right cuts. But as far as who's back there, they're subbing in and out every play, it feels like, and we're just there for them.
Do you ever see the guy running down the field and say, I didn't even know he was in the game?
Yeah, that happens sometimes. I think Jaquez, he had a run last game, and, might be one of the younger guys that hasn't gotten a ton of playing time, but he busted one out, busted a big play, and it felt really good.
Final question. Talk to me about playing against a team like VMI. Man, they always play hard. They lay it all out in the field, and now it's at their place. It's a road conference game. How much focus is going to be required to not overlook this one and go up there and play well?
Every week we come in with a good amount of focus. We don't overlook anyone. It's VMI. They're a good team. We know they're going to play hard, like you said. And so we're just going to come in, have a good week of practice, study film, that type of thing. And, I mean, we're not overlooking them. It's going to be a good amount of effort that goes into this week.
I mean, like, if you stop the run, I mean, you have no choice to be like a one-trick pony, so you have no choice but to throw the ball. And, I mean, I think that works in our favors because we have so many sub-packages so we can get into. But, like, overall, if you stop the run, it's like a win for us.
And obviously that was translated to all the sacks. Gyra Player of the Week in the Southern Conference with the sacks. That's sort of your calling card too, sacks. When you guys can just tee off and go after the passer, and you know VMI is going to be throwing the ball a lot this Saturday, what sort of mindset does that give you? Are you just kind of chomping at the bit, ready to go after it?
I mean, yeah. I mean, we're going to come off like the same approach like we did last week with this past game. It's pretty good. Like, Gyra winning Player of the Year, Player of the Week. That's pretty nice. Like, I mean, having some type of contribution to our teammates, to having something good knowledge around, like, nationally. So, I mean, that's pretty good.
Same question I have for Michael. Road conference games. Some guys love playing in road situations where if you play well, if you do your job, you can silence the home crowd. Do you guys get into that, playing on the road, especially a conference foe?
I mean, me personally, I love, like, going on the road. It's just something different. So I don't have to just stay home at the game. I mean, I love the home games, don't get me wrong. But, like, the road games are just something different. It's like a different atmosphere. We all just together as brothers. We can just play, and then especially when we play against other teams, it's like, yeah, we can dominate their home.
For you, sophomore year, I mean, talk about your goals coming into this year. You obviously had some flashes freshman year. We're a very deep defense, and a lot of guys play. But do you have any personal goals this year?
I mean, I have some personal goals, but really more of like position group who got goals. Like me, Gyra. At first, the beginning was me, Gyra, and Thad. We was going based off of who's going to have the most sacks this year. But right now, Gyra beat me right now by a couple. But individually, I mean, just want to know every week, having good, like, defense. I mean, having discipline, and then really just winning the conference again.